to Sensibly Frugal Living. Look at this weather, absolutely hideous. I got drenched on the school run this morning, typical, first day back, but it got me thinking that we need to start talking about winter preps as this wet, cold weather is coming in. I'm not talking about anything drastic, just little things that we do to prep for winter, and I just wanted to share them with you to give you some inspiration, things you might not have thought of, and if you have any ideas for me, please let me know. Number one is filling a, oh, whoopsie, nearly lost it. It's filling my flask. Put some more of that in there. Woo, there we go. I do this because I'm the only one that drinks hot drinks. My kids will have a hot chocolate, but that's different because we have the hot chocolate maker. This is slowly dying a death, so it's making a funny noise every so often. We're just gonna keep chugging along until it goes. Look at these. My son found these in a hedge by our house, so he picked them for me. How cute. Very pretty against that gloomy backdrop out there. So back to the flask. This flask has seen better days as well, but it does the job. Like I said, I'm the only one that drinks a hot drink. My husband used to drink tea, and then we got really poorly with, I think it's influenza B. I got it on Christmas Day. Come 3 o'clock, I was shivering, I was aching. I had it, my son had it, and then my husband had it, and then my daughter had it. But my husband and my daughter were the illest. They had sickness with it, they were vomiting, and my husband basically lost like a stone in weight. He was so poorly, and he drank cups of tea because it was the only thing that soothed his sore throat. And yeah, as you can imagine, I think he has been put off cups of tea for life. So our kettle has a 2 cup minimum. So it's more than 2 cups, it's probably about 2 3/4 of a cup, 2.5 cups. So what I like to do is boil it at the 2 cup minimum, pour myself out a cup, and keep the water in here so I can have another one in an hour or so. It stays pretty warm, but like I said, the actual thermos ones are much better. This was just a cheapy one that I bought from Tesco's, I believe. But my mum did say about getting me a new one, and a proper one, and a thermos cup for the football, because it can be very cold in the winter when you're stood on the sidelines watching a 7-year-old play football. One of the ways we prepare for winter is to make sure that we've got dehumidifier boxes. We actually have an electric dehumidifier in the master bedroom, as that room gets very damp, and next year we're looking at getting one for what we call the front bedroom, because that's the other room. Those two are the oldest in the older part of the house. We live in a bungalow, so we do put these in every room. I find Poundland and Pound Stretcher the cheapest places to get these. I think I paid 99 pence, and I think I paid £4.99, was it, for these, £4.49. This is all in Pound Stretcher. And if you've got a clothes error, so get to that tip in a second, these are perfect for that. Here's my clothes area. I have it in the most ventilated room in our house, which is the front room. It's unsightly, but you know, we need to get clothes dry, and this is one of the ways we do it. And sometimes we move it in front of the radiator, and I also put clothes to dry over the radiator too. And for extra precaution, because this house can get damp if we're not on top of it, we use these dehumidifier bags on the area. I think I pay £1.29 for them, and it is amazing how quickly that fills up with water. So every little helps when it comes to living somewhere that's a bit damp. And like I said, you want your area in the most ventilated part of your house. I tend to not like putting these in windowsills because our windowsills get quite condensed anyway. I've got a little tip for that, or something that I was given for my birthday that works brilliantly. So I tend to put these like on top of a cupboard or in the area where you experience the damp, just not in a windowsill. And you want them out of reach of little hands. I know they're not very sightly, and if you can hide them, that's fine, but my son isn't going to mind that that's there. He's 7, he knows not to mess around with this. Space is my least favourite space. It's kind of like the hallway utility area. We have the tumble dryer here, we have shoes on a rack, we have bags that get wet, you know, school bags. I'm just going to plop that there. So I think I'm going to put it just here in my daughter's room, kind of out the way, but doing its job. This room is one of the newer rooms in the bungalow. It doesn't get very damp, maybe around the window, but I'm going to show you what we've got to combat that. Now, this contraption here This is a window vacuum. Well, that's what I call it. It's a condensation vacuum. You can use it on your shower and stuff as well to get the water off your glass screen or whatever. But I was given money to get this for my birthday last year. Was it last year or the year before? I can't even remember. But we get condensation on our windows quite a lot. My neighbours must think I'm weird because they must see me like hoovering my window. It takes the water off, lovely. And then you just empty that out. These are about £40, so you know they can be a bit pricey, but this was brilliant, and I was so glad that my relative who gave me money for it thought about that. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. I'd only mentioned it in passing that I wanted to get one and I was looking into getting one. And they gave me money for it for my birthday, and I was really, really grateful, and it is really, really handy. Another tip for the winter is blankets. We have this basket in the front room. It's here all year round actually, because even in the summer in the mornings you can be a bit chilly, especially when you have a 7-year-old that likes to get up between 5 and 6 o'clock in the morning. But I've gone through, these have all been washed. They're nice and fresh. There's one for everyone. There's enough to go around. And my daughter has one on her bed as well that she uses. And to go with this, I've shown a video where I was doing my decluttering of the hallway, and I was making sure like we had hats, gloves, scarves, and we all do. We all have enough of those things to get us by at least one of each. So we've got a scarf, we've got a hat, we've got gloves to get us by for winter. I also make sure we have a dressing gown or something similar each to get us through the winter. This is mine. I've had this for a few years now. My son's, and do you remember this? I picked this up in the charity shop because I thought, oh, that would be nice and snuggly for me for the winter. Well, my 14-year-old's claimed it. It's like oversized on her, but she finds it really snuggly, and I said she can have it because she doesn't have anything like this. My husband's currently asleep in the master bedroom because he's on a night, so I can't get his dressing gown out, but he has one and it's disgusting. It's really old, and yeah, I just think it's gross, and he won't let me replace it. So I think this year we might buy him a super soft one, maybe like a large, really large women's one, because they tend to be softer than the men's ones. I don't know. Anything to get rid of that old thing he's had for years and years and years and years and years. I also make sure we have something warm for our feet. I have these slippers. They are falling apart. These were my daughter's. She doesn't really wear slippers. She got them for her birthday, and she gave them to me because my other ones broke. And yeah, I'm never without something on my feet. So if I'm outside, I've got shoes on. If I'm inside, I have slippers on. My family think I'm weird because I always have to have something on my feet, but they always get me a new pair when I need them, whether on my birthday, Mother's Day, Christmas. So Christmas, I'm definitely going to need a new pair of these. But my kids have slipper socks. They much prefer the slipper socks, and my husband has slipper socks too. So if they need them, they've got them. I just forgot to show you another thing we have are warmies. I made these out of a pair of old pyjamas that my son grew out of. And yeah, I fill them with rice, and you can pop them in the microwave and just put them in the bed to warm the bed before you go to sleep. And I think they're a bit safer than hot water bottles. You hear some horror stories of hot water bottles, so I will not put them in my children's bed, but that's my preference. But I'll link my video of how to make these below. These are great. My son will not go to bed without his warmie, and come springtime and it's getting much hotter, we're like, you don't need your warmie. It's hard to get him to not have his warmie anymore. These are also good to pop in your pockets. You can make smaller ones, little pocket sized ones. That'll be a good gift for somebody for Christmas, and you can just warm your hands on them. Or if you've got an ache, I do that sometimes if my back's aching. Just lean back on one of them. Job's a good one. You're probably sick of hearing me talk about the stockpile, but I also have a stockpile of food, and I have a stockpile in my freezer so that if there's any bad weather, if we're poorly, anything like that, have a tight month, we've got food that we can live off of. I call it emergency food. And yeah, this is food security. It makes me feel better knowing we have this, and I advise everyone to get a little pantry together of essentials or things that will last, shelf stable things if you don't have a big freezer, just to have a little bit of food security. It's a bit dark behind here, but I also have a water stockpile going on behind my sofa. I want to get more than this, but this is good if ever you have a burst pipe. There was no water on Christmas Eve last year because a massive water pipe burst at the top of my town, and our area was affected, but luckily we had some water. But we didn't have this much, and it came back on by the end of the day. But it's always good to have some water and an earth bullet. I have also got a little stock of like paracetamol, you know, like painkillers, flu tablets, lozenges, Vicks, things like that, just to tide us over if we ever need it, especially coming up to those cold and flu season months. Here's the cough syrup we have. It tastes horrible, but it works. It's still in date and I got it for 47p. This is brilliant. It tastes horrible, and my son, when he was really poorly, was asking for this, so it must work. And we've got things like bug bite stuff, antiseptic wipes, plasters, stretch bandages, tape, things that you might need, little first aid things. I'm asthmatic. I have a little stock of inhalers, and I've got my peak flow reader thing, peak flow meter, and some like wrist and knee support things. I also take vitamins. I buy vitamins when I see them on offer, or if there's like a 3 for 2 like deal on. I know a lot of people say vitamins are pointless, but I'm the one that takes vitamins like every evening. I take like calcium, magnesium and things like that, and I'm the one that gets the least poorly. We eat fruit and veg as well, and we keep the open children's pain medicine for if ever my son has a temperature or anything. We keep the open one here. I want to get a spare one, so that's going to be on my list for the winter preps, is a extra children's pain medicine. And finally, my final little tip is to keep candles, to keep flashlights. Ooh. What else do we have? We have bottle lights. They're pretty, and they're also just little LED lights. You can use them as Christmas decorations all year round. I've got some more. I don't know where I've put them, and I think I've put them in my wardrobe, but my husband's sleeping, so I don't want to go rooting around in there. But I've got some more for here because these have run out, and you can just change the batteries, but these ones wouldn't even work when I change the battery. So got some more bottle lights to put away. I think I've got a pack of 6 actually. Lighters to light the candles. Got this lighter too, and I need some more batteries. This is all I've got, and I don't even know if all of those are like new ones, but with Christmas coming up as well, I want to get a pack of AA and a pack of AAA batteries, and we are all set. It's important to keep these types of things together, so in an emergency you can find them, or in a blackout you can find them. We have a box, well 2 boxes on top of the kitchen cupboards, and we know that we will find all of this, not the bottle lights, but the batteries, lighters, candles, flashlights, all in those boxes. There you are. I've just popped them all up in that box now, so they're in the 1 box, not the 2. That's our Christmas food stash so far, and my little sewing kit. And everybody knows not to touch that and what's in that. Thank you for watching today's video. It's always nice to have things prepped, and I hope you've enjoyed my tips and found this video useful. This is just what we do. Let me know any of the things that you do differently. Who likes my son's Picasso snowman made out of Lego? So thanks for watching, guys. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. I'll see you next time.